Hello, welcome to another session discussing the 48 ways to acquire Torah, one of them being the midah of anava, which is what I will discuss today. When Kadosh Baruch Hu gave the Jewish people the Torah was given on Har Sinai. Har Sinai being the lowest mountain of all mountains. Why was Har Sinai chosen from all other mountains? The answer is because it was the lowest mountain. And the idea of receiving Torah, the idea of acquiring Torah, requires us to be humble. And therefore the Kadosh Baruch Hu chose Har Sinai to demonstrate the idea of being humble. So if somebody wants to acquire Torah, it requires somebody to be humble. The Kadosh Baruch Hu himself is humble. We know it and we see it in different places. But one way we see it very clearly, the Kadosh Baruch Hu creates man. It says, Na'aseh Adam b'tzelmeinu, uses the plural way to describe creating man. Obviously, we know that Kadosh Baruch Hu himself created man. It wasn't done by many others. Rashi points out that Kadosh Baruch Hu consulted with the angels at the time that he created man. And that demonstrates the midah of humility. The Kadosh Baruch Hu didn't need the help from the angels in order to create man, but he wanted to demonstrate that no matter how smart we think we are, and even Kadosh Baruch Hu himself, Kivyachol shows that it's important to show humility. You may be very smart, you may think you know it all, but after all, it's definitely important to take advice from others. The Kadosh Baruch Hu shows that part of humility when he creates men. We know B'Tselem Elokim Bar B'Tselem Elokim Bara Et Adam. The Kadosh Baruch Hu was created in the image of God. The image of God does not mean that we're in the same physical form as the Kadosh Baruch Hu, because we know Melok Kol Haaretz Kavodo, the Kadosh Baruch Hu is everywhere. We can't possibly be in the same physical form. So what does it mean, B'Tselem Elokim Bara Et Adam? What that means is the Kadosh Baruch Hu created us in similar attributes that he has. We have the capacity and the ability to have the attributes that Kadosh Baruch Hu has. And what better attribute to demonstrate when creating man than humility? So if we think about it, the Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted to demonstrate to us that when creating man, the ultimate midah to show and demonstrate is the midah of humility. We see the importance of it. Moshe Rabbeinu, we know, was Anav Mikol Adam Asher Pnei Adama. The Kadosh Baruch Hu chose Moshe Rabbeinu to be the leader of the Jewish people, to be the one to deliver the Torah to the Jewish people. Why? Because Moshe Rabbeinu was humble, as the Kadosh Baruch Hu himself testified about Moshe Rabbeinu. And so were all our leaders throughout our generations. They were all humble people, and that is what made them such great and incredible leaders of the Jewish people. We also know that being an anav, being a humble person, is a person that understands that everything comes from the Kadosh Baruch Hu. You know, Al Derech HaChasidus, the Baal Shem Tov explains, when Moshe Rabbeinu went to Har Sinai to receive the Torah, he used the words, Ani omed beini u'beinechem ba'et ha'i. The literal translation is, I'm there standing between you and God. And most people understand it, that Moshe Rabbeinu was the barrier between the Kadosh Baruch Hu and the Jewish people. On Derech HaChasidus, the Baal Shem Tov explains that Ani omed beini u'beinechem ba'et ha'i represents the Ani, the I. When a person thinks, I am able to do this, when I'm able to do that, when I'm able to achieve all that on my own, then there's no place for the Kadosh Baruch Hu there. The Kadosh Baruch Hu has no place with you when you think you are somebody. You have to understand that everything comes from the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Ein od milvado. Ve'ani omed beni u'beinechem ba'et ha'i. When a person stands and says, I am that person, I can accomplish all that on my own, that is preventing him, that creates a barrier between him and the Kadosh Baruch Hu. And obviously creates the barrier as part of being able to acquire Torah and learn Torah and be a Ben Torah. And that's an important aspect. We see it by Yosef HaTzadik as well. When Yosef HaTzadik was brought in front of Paro, and Paro asks Yosef to interpret his dreams, Yosef uses the word Biladai, Elokim Yaneh et Shlom Paro. I can't answer, I can't interpret your dreams on my own. It all comes from the Kadosh Baruch Hu. I'm able to do it because the Kadosh Baruch Hu gave me that ability. And that's important to point out as well, that anava is not saying that I am nobody and I'm not worth anything and I'm no good or thinking in that way, but rather anava is a way to understand that my talents and my abilities and my achievements all come through the Kadosh Baruch Hu. And the Kadosh Baruch Hu provided me with these talents and these capabilities and these successes and accomplishment, because that is my tafkid in the world in order to accomplish what I need to accomplish. And if I understand that, then I don't have to worry about kina and kavod and tava, which are some of the other ways to prevent being able to stay away from being able to acquire Torah. Because the inyan of anava is the source, that if I am not an anav, but a person is arrogant, and arrogant meaning that I think I'm accomplished all that on my own, that creates the barrier that prevents you from being able to be a ben Torah. So in conclusion, the idea of acquiring Torah and being a ben Torah requires us to be humble, to understand that our accomplishment come from the Kadosh Baruch Hu, and through the Kadosh Baruch Hu we achieve what we achieve. And that's one way to acquire Torah. I thank you for your time, and thank you.